In this video, I'm going to describe how to create your own custom file types and associate them with your application so that when the user clicks on a file whose file extension is associated with your application, it results in opening the application directly and loading the file. The code for this application will be exactly the same as in the previous example. I'll be using an application named customfiletypes.mxml. If you're following along with the exercises, you can open this file now. And you'll see that once again it uses an invoke event. It calls the invoke handler method and then checks for the file that's provided in the arguments. It then opens the file for reading with the FileStream object and displays its contents on the screen. You associate Air applications with custom file types through the application descriptor file. Open the file customfiletypes-app.xml. Scroll down to the bottom of the file and locate the section labeled File Types. In a default application descriptor file, all of this content is commented out. In order to set up custom file types, remove the comments from the following elements. First, locate the start and end file types element and remove the comment tokens from there. Go to the start tag first and remove the comments from around that tag. Then go to the matching end tag and do the same. Also, remove the comments from around the file type element. Once again, you'll find comment tokens around both the beginning and the ending tag. Now, for each file type that you define, there are a couple of required elements and then some optional elements that you can also use. We'll be working with a custom file type with the file extension of custom Air file type. There's an example of this type of file in the assets folder, and if you open this file up with a simple text editor, you'll see that it's really just a text file with some basic text. Go back to the application descriptor. Remove the comments from around the name element. The name of the file type can be anything you want, but it's commonly in dot format, so I'll use this syntax: custom.air.file.type. Now put in the extension that you want to register. On both Windows and Mac OS X, any file with this file extension, when opened, will result in opening the application itself. Notice we're using the file extension custom Air file type. So put in that extension between the extension tags and don't include a dot character. Those are all the required settings. You don't need a description and you don't need a MIME type if you're just going to be opening files from the desktop. Save your changes. And now create a release build. From the menu, select File, Export, Release Build. Select the application customfiletypes.mxml and export to a file named customfiletypes.air. If you need to set up your digital security certificate, do so, and then export the release build by clicking the Finish button. Next, install the application to the operating system. You should now have a file called customfiletypes.air. Open that file from the Flex Navigator view. You can do this by double-clicking on it. Click the Install button, and click Continue. And as the application starts up, you'll see that the output region is blank, because we started it up without any arguments. Close the application and return to the Flex Navigator view. Now, whenever you select a file that has the appropriate file extension, such as the file my.customairFileType, and open that file, say by double-clicking it, it's the same thing as opening the application and passing in a command line argument. So I'll locate the file my.customairFileType and I'll open it by double-clicking. Now it may open in FlexBuilder as you see here. But to open it with the application, right-click on the file or control-click on the Mac and select Open with System Editor. And that should result in opening the installed application and opening the file and displaying its contents in the screen. So that's how we set up custom file types that are associated with Air applications. The work is all done in the application descriptor file. This association can only be tested once the application has actually been installed on your operating system. You have a required name and a required extension, and then other optional values, such as the description, the MIME type, and if you want, you can also associate graphical icons with these file types so that the files are displayed on the operating system and displayed with these graphic icons associated.